startup founders. So I'm glad to introduce Mir Mohammed Abbas first. So who is a fourth-year CSE student of BMSITM. He is the co-founder of Helping Panda, a crowdfunding platform helping individuals and NGOs raise funds for social and charitable causes. He's currently the president of the Entrepreneurial Development Cell and has been part of this cell for 4 years. That is complete graduation course in this campus. He's an enthusiastic and passionate person who loves to work and learn from every experience of life. That's the profile I got about Mir. Welcome to the session, Mir. I know it's do all, know all, and it's your platform and it's your thing to do. But anyway, I'm just welcoming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And one more person who is quite famous among all the teachers and among all the students also in the college, that is Shantanu Jain, who is a 6th semester student from CSE department, who is a co-founder of Sterling Media Labs, a web solution IT company, which helps in integral end-to-end solutions. He's also working currently as an overall coordinator at EDC BMSIT and a president of Coach Chef BMSITM chapter. So he's been featured in Times Next 2020 as Young Entrepreneurs List. That's quite an achievement, Shantanu, and welcome to the session.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So, not wasting much of your times, I would, give the platform to you guys and, let you guys start with the session. Go ahead, please. Mir, over to you.
Oh, ma'am, I think Shantanu will be going first.
All right, whoever it is first.
Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes, Shantanu. Yes, Shantanu.
Okay. So hi guys, welcome to this session by EDC and Innovation Cell, IIC in Institutional Innovation Council. So today's session, it's more like a general non-formal session, I'll call it, because you're interacting with your seniors rather than from some successful entrepreneurs, and we won't call ourselves very successful as of now. Because that's a very mature word for us, and we are still learning and nurturing in our phases. So hi guys, and I'll start and simply I'll put how the session is going to be. So me and Mir will take 20 minutes each and tell about our journey and how we came up till here, and then 20 minutes we have kept for the Q&A session where you can openly and freely ask us about anything you want, any discussion related to placement, coding, or entrepreneurship, anything you can ask to us. Okay, so I'll go. So 1 second. Yeah. So basically, who am I? I'll introduce myself as I'm the co-founder of Sterling Media Labs, and that's a web-based IT solution company. I am also an engineering intern at Atlan, again at home for data teams, Sequoia Capital-backed startup. And I'm also the overall coordinator and convener for EDC 2021. And I have been recently appointed as the president for Coach Chef BMSIT chapter. So that's about me, like in who am I in this perspective. And I'll tell you about my journey now from 2018 to starting up in college. So basically I'm in 3rd year. My college start is 2018 to 2022. So I'll tell you about my journey and how I came up till here. So basically it was on a day. So I was in the 1st year of college, 1st semester computer science, and I didn't get a hostel room because at the time they said we are already filled up and we have given the rooms on the basis of distance you live from the Bangalore. So unfortunately I didn't get a room, so I had to search for some flat. So meanwhile, I was searching for the flat in front of the college. So every one of you must know there's a society called Ramki1 North in front of the college. I used to live there, and meanwhile, I used to go for 1st year. I was living alone and later some people joined me. So I used to go to college daily in the evening just for walking and enjoying with the friends 1st year. There I met Shubham Mishra, who is not a part of Sterling Media Labs anymore. He has been pursuing IAS and UPSC for quite some time now. But Divyanshu and Shubham met me like that on the evening. We were taking a stroll, and Shubham told me like he's not satisfied with the type of college and what we are studying, and this is not up to the mark. I said, okay, let's do something else. And he asked me, okay, what can we do? So I said there's a lot of scope in freelancing in Bangalore, especially for engineering students. He said, yeah, but at that point we both didn't know any coding language or anything to build a website also. But yet again, we started out and we started meeting in the night at my flat, and we started preparing some pitch decks and website and from YouTube itself we started learning how to make website and everything. And after like 1 week, we got our first contract for a company called Global CXOs. The contract was to build a WordPress website, complete news portal, and that was our first project. Later on, we met Divyanshu, who was very much into Photoshop and designing, and he joined us. And then we started taking on the bigger projects. So that's how we three met, and that's how this name, the company founded. And the name Sterling Media Labs came from a player known as Sterling in football. So you must be quite aware of that. I'll go next and talk to about, yeah. So 2018 Global CXOs was our first client, which paid us like rupees 5,000 to start with. That was our initial capital or revenue, whatever you can call it. And then after that, we went on to take around 50 plus projects in over a 2 year span. And we have participated in multiple hackathons, multiple business ideas competition, and so on. Anveshna, Innovation Cells Anveshna competition, I won twice. So that's about the journey. But let's talk about what do we actually do. So our main focus is to provide integral solutions to companies who are looking for freelancing. So a company must come and say, okay, we want a website, but we don't say we give a website, we give a complete end-to-end solution, meaning website, domain, cloud, hosting, support, SSL, security, and everything for that. So that was our complete goal from the beginning, and went on to take on that. So right now,
Shashank, just a second. Shashank, please mute your mic. Thank you.
Okay, so basically then we went out to move into the core 8 services we provide. That's web development, UI UX design, app development, SEO optimization, graphic design, e-commerce and digital marketing. And our most profitable and the most required demanded is the ERP custom softwares and cloud storage solution. So for cloud storage solution, we have partnered with Google Cloud and AWS for Startups program. So we are like authorized partner for both of these platforms. And soon we'll be partnering with Microsoft Azure to provide our cloud services. So this has been the core part, like core services we offer right now. And along the way, achievements wise, I'll talk is the greatest achievement we received was getting a validation from ourselves and our clients that, okay, yeah, we are doing great. But along the way came many ups and downs, hurdles. And one of the greatest achievement I had is getting featured in the Times Next list of young entrepreneurs. And it helps us boost our reliability and overall image across the domain. So that was in 2020, yes, February 7, 2020. So we got featured in Times Next as the Young Entrepreneurs and Young Startup Award. And later on, we went on to get recognized by Revolutionary Startups as a student-based profitable startup. That's for another time. And now the key thing which you all came to hear is like how can you add value to your college life. So I'll suggest I'll give you a key formula which you should apply in every aspect of your life. The formula is this: money flows in the direction of value creation. It's very simple. Air flows from high pressure to low pressure. Simply money flows in the direction of value creation. So how to create value, like the one question only you should ask is how can I create value? Is it through a startup? Is it through a YouTube channel? Is it through the content? Is it through the Instagram post, Instagram reels, or anything of that sort, TikTok reels, anything of the sort, Twitter, LinkedIn? So the question you should ask is how am I creating the value? And the key focus should be the value creation, not the money. Money will automatically flow. So simply take about the case of air. So high pressure to low pressure, air automatically flows, right? But same is the case of the money. So if you create value, money will automatically come in. And I've tested this, tried out, and it works, believe me. So I'll suggest 4 key ways to make yourself like how to create value. Is start early. This is very generic and not a domain specific advice. So the key advice is start early. Second is fail fast. So start early is basically we start in the first year of our college. Fail fast because this is very important. We failed at many startups. We have partnered with many startups in college. Even some of you have heard about this. Maison Technologies and Tested Excel Labs. We were working with them for quite some time. And some of our startups failed along that, some of the product. And third is very important concept you must remember is build a core tech product. If you are going for an entrepreneurship and creating something, build a core tech product and not a operational product. So I'll tell you the difference between the core tech product and operational product. Let's say Flipkart, Amazon, Swiggy, Zomato. The main product is the operational chain. It's not the core app or your platform, the Swiggy or Zomato or Flipkart provides. It's the operational value they provide. Is basically Flipkart's main operation is from delivering goods from seller to customer. And similarly, Swiggy has this model of providing food to customer via their delivery partner. So the main asset here is delivery partner. So when you build an operational product, you'll require a huge capital, you'll require a man force, you'll require on ground level work. So that's not something we can afford to do in the college life. Yeah, after college, maybe you can try to build an operational product, a functional operational profitable product. But while you're in a college, try to build a core product. Core product is WhatsApp. So before WhatsApp sold to Facebook for 19 billion, WhatsApp had a team of around 45 engineers managing around 290 or 300 million users. So that's the product of a core tech product. So always remember to build a core tech product and not an operational product. And fourth point is very important advice is missing classes is okay if you are doing learning, but missing out on knowledge is not. So always keep learning and keep hustling, and you'll go to places if you follow this advice. Okay, so I think for Q&A, we'll wait after Meer's presentation. I think we can take up the Q&A. Meer, over to you.
Thank you so much, Shantanu. I'll just present my screen. Just give me a second. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, respected dignitaries. My name is Mir Mohammed Abbas, and I thank Shama ma'am for calling us for this Know Your Entrepreneur session. So as Shantanu explained already, this is going to be a totally informal session. You can ask us any questions that you like, be it from college, be it even life questions if you have. How to deal with college, how to deal with studies, and so, or even how to start your own startup. You can ask us any questions, no restrictions. So I'll start with my name. Who am I? I am Mir Mohammed Abbas. I am currently a 4th-year engineering student in BMSIT, and I am one of the co-founders of Helping Panda. I have been associated with the Entrepreneurship Cell from the past 4 years since I was a fresher. And as Shantanu already mentioned, like start early. I would also recommend everyone to join clubs, to mingle with your seniors, mingle with your peers, to talk about things about technology or anything that you like in any domain or any aspect that you really love or like. So just talk about it, engage with people, and join as many clubs as possible, and be involved in that, because you will learn a lot of things that perhaps engineering won't teach you at the end of the day. But being part of such clubs can give you a real life skills, can help you develop as a person, which is very vital at the end of the day. I am also a food blogger. I run my own food blog. It's called as Live to Eat, and sum up it to sum it up. I'm a football fan. I'm a Manchester United fan, and pretty much I'm very happy since we won last night. Yeah. Coming down to the next thing. So what exactly is an entrepreneur? The main definition is someone who starts their own business, seeing an opportunity, and just gets involved or submerges themselves in that. So entrepreneurship at the end of the day is trying to find a solution for a problem that is there, or find an opportunity that is available, find an opportunity that places where opportunities are not there. I'm sorry for that. And the picture that you can see over here is TVF Pictures. It's a TV show that was released or that was made by TVF, the Viral Fever. So the main reason is the picture I've put is that's the first time I've come to hear about the word entrepreneur. So if you have watched the TV series, you in 2015 was the year where I actually realized that there was a word called as entrepreneur. Otherwise, the only terminology that I was aware about was like a businessman or like a business owner. Like, what is that? It's intriguing and all. But the word entrepreneur, it hit me. It just basically the TV show highlighted me what an entrepreneur was, and I've heard the word first time in that. So 2015, that was around 6 years back. Yeah, I was pretty young that time. Yeah, coming down to the next segment, I would like to talk about failures. I've seen many people, if you see Instagram or if you see any other, quotes or motivational factors, everyone usually talks about success. There is usually not many people who focus on failure. I believe we should always focus on failure because success may not teach us a lot of things. Okay, but failure, on the other hand, it teaches us the small things, that so small uh, things, as I said, small things that will affect us to become successful at the end of the day. So I would first talk about a couple of things about my life again. Some of the ventures that I initially started. The first venture being in 6th standard. Yeah, I was pretty young that time. There was this thing that was becoming very viral that time, the WWE cards. And this was something that all of us as students were really intrigued or really fascinated about, like having the best card or having the best superstar. So the first business that I actually did was in 6th standard of trading of WWE cards, and which turned out to be a success. I made around 5 dirhams. I was actually in Dubai that time, and I made 5 dirhams out of those. And that was a big achievement for me. 5 dirhams was a very big achievement for me. Coming in my 8th standard, I actually did a second small venture basically, where I learned HTML that time, and I was really fascinated about making websites. So I took some of my friends. I asked them, "Hey, do you want a website to be done?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." And I was building websites for them. This wasn't really a profitable business. It was just to understand where I stand, what I do. And then the place where I faced failure was in my third venture, in basically my third 10th standard. Some of my friends came up to me, and so one of my friend, his name is Muhammad Chalawala. He came up to me and he's like, "Listen, I assembled a computer, and it has the best specifications. It has the best of the best specifications, which even the normal computers don't have." And I was like, "That's amazing, dude. So why not we take this and go as an enterprise level and sell it to businesses where we assemble computers, giving them the best services, giving them the best hardware, which they don't have." But the problem was that the market wasn't, no one was actually ready to believe some 15-year-old kids who were ready to come and assemble computers and who were selling assembled computers because they believed in already brands that were there. And hence we really didn't we really didn't excel in that, and eventually the business went down. It failed because we had bought parts, we had assembled a couple of things, assembled CPUs, but then it really didn't hit well. But then that was the first time I think I faced failure, as in, because it really didn't I couldn't digest the fact that I could not do something that I went on to, and there was something that it took me back for a while, and I started to think about it. So that was a good thing, I feel, because I'll suggest you also, it's fine, fail faster, fail early as possible, or even if you fail on a daily basis, that's not a problem. It's always a learning experience that you get. So now coming down to this legendary person, so in the year 2020, that's last year, the entire world changed. We saw a world from a very different angle. We experienced online classes where we were mostly on social media rather than sitting on classes, and we were really just not in the in the environment of learning and so on. So during that time, even I, as being a student, I really didn't learn that much that time. But I was just watching this TV series late at night. It's called as Upstarts, and that this actor, his name is Mr. Priyanshu Penuli. Upstarts is basically three friends. They started their own company. It was basically a logistics company that would supply things to all over the places. And initially, when he was sitting with one of his friend drinking chai, Priyanshu told a dialogue in that actually struck with me for a while now. It said, "Dekh bhai, mujhe seva bhi karna hai aur meva bhi khana hai." The main the translation is that I want to help people, but at the same time I want to earn something so that I can live well or be financially independent. This was the reason he wanted to start a startup, because we always have to find a reason why we want to start a company, start an enterprise, start a startup, or any organization for that matter. So this really stuck with me, and then we thought, why not we do something with that? And hence the tagline we came up with for our company, Seva Mein Hi Meva Hai. Okay, so that comes down, one second, sorry. So that comes down to Helping Panda, which is a company that I, along with 5 other founders, co-founded last year. So Helping Panda is basically the most affordable crowdfunding platform that is available right now. We help individuals and NGOs raise funds for any charitable cause, or any cause for that matter, be it from educational purposes, be it from COVID relief, be it last year there were floods in Assam. We helped. We had a campaign that was running for that, and so on. So the main question that everyone asks me is, like, why should you choose Helping Panda? Why not any other platform? And why should we come to Helping Panda? So the one of the main highlights is we have a personalized touch on Helping Panda in our company or in our startup. We help you from the start to the end. And the most importantly, why we started Helping Panda was to be in the journey of a person or an NGO helping people anywhere and everywhere in the world. So we wanted to be in the journey and throughout help as much as possible so that we can contribute to the society in the smallest and the least manner we can. So the main objectives of Helping Panda is to provide funds that will in turn help the society to make the young minds to provide a platform for the young minds to help societies to become to help social causes, and to inculcate a habit of helping from the least fortunate to the less fortunate people that are there out there. And Then these are the certain achievements that we have had. We are running from the past 8 months. We have successfully finished around 7 campaigns, and we helped to raise around 60,000 rupees for these campaigns, which has gone in. So one campaign was for COVID relief, one other campaign was for providing blankets for the needy or people that that do not have homes, that do not have any shelters, and so on. So we had young people, young students who came up, set up campaigns. We had NGOs that had come up and set up campaigns for various charitable purposes. So the next plan of action is to help as many people as possible. If any one of you want to donate, you can come down to our platform, helpingpanda.in. You can donate over there to the various campaigns that are available. You can also set up a campaign if you really want to help at such situation. Right now, the situation is very bad out there. People need help. They really require support from us, from anyone who can help. So I would really motivate, and I would really see to that if everyone can come up and help as much as possible over here. So this is the team. So we have here Tanya Ravi, we have Sadanand, we have Arun Joseph, Shreyas, and myself over here. As this is the Helping Panda team that is there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And towards the end, I just want to give certain tips to everyone that are here. See, don't take us like Shantanu and I, don't take us as someone who are entrepreneurs, but take us someone who are students at the end of the day, who are your peers, your seniors, or so, who are ready to help you or just guide you in any way that is possible. So the first thing that I would always recommend anyone is to be passionate about what they're doing. If you really set out to do something, do it with 100% passion. Do it, give your level best, give your 100% in that. Work hard, and I'm sure you'll do well. And second is, see, everyone has a lot of planning that takes place. You do plan, I understand, okay? Always plan well and then take forward. But as soon as you plan, please act it out also. Just don't stick into the phase of planning. That will lead you to nowhere at the end of the day. And don't be afraid of failure. It's totally fine. We all have failed multiple times at the end of the day. Every day we have failed at certain things. But at the end of the day, it's picking ourselves up, trying to push ourselves as much as possible, pushing boundaries, doing what is best, and just leaving it to the rest, or leaving to the destiny, as they say. Then the next is build a great team. So as I said initially, indulge with people, talk to people. Like that, you will get to know how people are, how amazing amazing human beings are at the end of the day. So you can talk to them, you can build a team, you can communicate, find people that are on the same page as you are. And I think that would be an amazing start to start with. And if you have already, if you're running a startup or you're planning to start, you should know your customer. You should know your end user. That is very important, because you might have a very good product, you might have a very good team, you might have the best of the best, the best technologies, if I can put it that way. But if you do not know your user, if you do not know your customer, that might not lead you anywhere. So I'll suggest you, if someone's already running a startup or planning to start one, they can take this in consideration. And lastly, this I would tell myself first, and everyone here, learn from mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake, but just don't repeat the same mistake. It's okay to make a new mistake. Make several new mistakes, but don't repeat the same mistake. So that would not lead us to anywhere. So with that, I would end it. Thank you so much again. If anyone has any questions, Shantanu and I will be happy to address that.
Those are lovely tips, I would say first. And I have a question to you. So,
yes, ma'am.
So to reach the goal, you have a system in place. You might have those tiny little habits which you have followed every day to reach your goal. End of the day, happiness is not just the goal. It's about the journey as well. So this question is to both of you. I want me to answer this first. So what was your system? How did you, continue having those tiny little habits every day? What did you
Ma'am,
do exactly?
firstly, I would say is I would read more about failures and the failures of my life than about anything else, because that really pushed me. Then second is to always, try to have and inculcate an habit of learning. I would say you never grow old for learning, because every step of the year, you might learn from your junior, you might learn from your senior. There shouldn't
Correct.
be any embarrassment to learn from anyone. So keep on learning from any experience. Maybe you go outside. And one more thing is we should always inculcate a habit of observation, because we need to really observe factors and environment that are around us that will help us just grow as a person. So these are certain things. Shantanu, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Meer. And I'll add on to that is basically if you are on that path and you have decided once you are going to give your 120% in it, then motivation automatically falls in place. Everything falls into place once you have decided and you start hustling, and the results and motivation, your inspiration, everything keeps falling in place.
All right. So my actual question was to get a six pack abs, you have to work out many days, many months, and the diet has to be in place, right? So my question was something similar. What you did on a daily basis to have a startup which is set so well and to be an entrepreneur? What did you do on a daily basis? What was your hustle to talk in Shantanu's term? Yeah.
So I'll go, ma'am. Like hustle. Basically, the key part here is if you want to keep hustling, the daily habit I use this. I kept reading a lot. I keep building the products. I was learning a lot, like YouTube videos, and I was learning from other entrepreneurs as well. That's one daily habit. And other is you have to get yourself to work at a you have to set yourself in a manner that okay, now today I'm going to work let's say 15 hours, and then you have to achieve that goal. So basically showing up to the work every day, and that will get you places. Just the consistency is the problem among every one of
Correct,
us.
correct, correct. I've seen
Yeah,
you
ma'am, I
both being
totally agree
part
with
of
Shantanu.
all kinds of competitions, not letting go one college event, not letting go even a single small competitions in the college. You two have been part of all of it. And I've seen Shantanu being disappointed getting the third place in Anveshana or any other competition. He would always want first because he thinks he has put his best at all kinds of competition. So I know him personally that way. But Meer, yes, you can go ahead and say what you were saying
No,
before.
ma'am, I totally agree with what Shantanu is saying. See, certain habits were
Mm.
obviously to read about people who have done well in life, or just to learn from them what they have done at your age, or maybe what they have done at certain
Correct.
in their journey, basically, and to
Mm-hmm.
always have a plan, like at least plan ahead a little bit and try to execute that. Okay, when you create, as Shantanu told, when you create a goal, try to achieve it. It's fine. Don't worry about the end result, because most of us worry about the end result and just don't try. Okay, we believe that, okay, maybe what if it doesn't work, what if this doesn't work. I mean, just leave that to the end. You try your level best. Let's
Correct.
see what happens there, and
Yeah.
enjoy the journey. It's okay what happens. See, failure, be, if that thing works or doesn't work, it's always a 50-50 probability. Okay, so that's okay. So I feel keeping that mindset is also important on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for the answers. So I'll let the other
Thank you, ma'am.
people come with their questions.
Yeah, guys, anyone, we can talk in two language. Meer, can you talk in Kannada also? So yeah, any language that
Salpa, salpa.
come up with the question, guys. Anything you want to ask, just unmute yourself and go ahead.
If you guys want to give any inputs, also that's totally fine. Any
Yeah.
suggestions, inputs, we're more than
I see
happy to hear.
Sadanand posting a question. Do you still have the parts? I don't know what question is that, Sadanand. Is he still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What was that question?
These parts from the computer assembly thing.
Okay. That question was for
No,
whom? Me.
it
No,
was
no, it
for
was
me
me.
actually. No, actually, I did that in 10th standard when I was in Dubai. Not anymore. I don't have those parts anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, if I find, I'll give it to you, Sadhana. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Hi Meer, hi Shantanu. So
Hi,
my
Anubhav.
question is like, so what's your plan now? Like, your plan is on, growing these companies, or you're looking for more ventures or something like that?
So currently, we are planning to grow as much as possible. In regards with other ventures that might follow up in the future based on the opportunities that come up. But currently, we are focusing, at least as Helping Panda, we're focusing on it completely and trying to develop as an organization and build a community of people who can help around. Yeah.
I'll say that like, okay, so this is a very interesting question, and I've been wondering about this question, like, what should I do next for quite some time. And basically, one day what happened is I was going through Atlan's website because they have a very cool website. And the next day, HR contacted me on LinkedIn telling like, okay, will you be interested in joining Atlan as an intern? I said, okay, let's try. I gave the interview, I got it, and then I decided to, okay, let's join this and let's try this also. Like how does like large working in a startup feels like. So I started working there. The team is great, the product is great, the co-founders are great, and overall startup is backed by Sequoia Capital. So that's again a very great point. And then I decided, yeah, so there I met people in my team who are working as a senior developer, principal developer, and they're doing, let's say, 2 or 3 side business, side tech business. So they are an entrepreneur plus an employee. So that's something, a new trend which have come up in this, like from 2016 to now, that people along with their jobs, they can do this other side businesses also. That's what I'm looking for, a job plus side business. And if the side business grow, eventually we'll quit the job and grow the side business.
Thank you. All right. So I have another question. So basically, suppose you have an idea, right? So now it's very hard to start alone sometimes. So you need someone, you need a team maybe. So sometimes you face a situation where your friends whom you trust and all are not much interested in entrepreneurship and all. They are more interested in placement and all stuff, which is reasonable. So how to get like-minded people, and also there comes a trust issue, right? How to trust whom and all. So did you guys face this and suggest something?
Maybe you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. The thing is, see, I totally understand that. Even I faced it initially. There were certain people. So in my previous ventures, that failed miserably. There also the problem was that the people weren't really like-minded or weren't on the same page. They were either there just for the money, which they thought they was the end product, or they didn't really care about the company. So what I would suggest is just try to try to go out of your way and try to meet new people and just have a discussion with them. Have try to understand where they stand. Okay, maybe you'll see trust issues is always there. Even if, see, like you said, even if you have a friend, no, not a friend, there's always certain type of trust issue that might come up. But understanding the other person and trying to see whether they are on the same page as you is the vital thing that I would see first. So just talk to different people via LinkedIn, go to your junior, be a little shameless in talking to people. Okay, so in that way you'll understand where there are other people that are there who actually want to start their own venture, or they want to do something out differently. So that is my advice, I would say. Shantanu, you have anything to say?
Yeah, so basically, this is a very generic problem every student or everyone faces, is basically how to find your co-founder. There's something called as co-founder dating, and the entire problem comes down to one problem statement: is how good you are with random people. So how can you talk to random people? So when I started going out to events and cafes, so there I would meet random people. So there's a group called Bangalore Entrepreneurs. There are like around 1,000 people just like me who have just started or looking to start or finding co-founders or any kind of service. So what we did was we used to meet up at a place around like 150 people would show up. I was like one of the youngest people from college. I was in the second year, and there are people as old as 50 and 60-year-old. So the entire problem came down to one simple statement: is how good am I to go and talk to a random person. So that's how I went there. I talked to everyone. I learned about what they are doing and how they could help me or I could help them. and that's how I've made a lot of connection across investors and entrepreneurs in Bangalore. So that's the entire problem statement you should look at. It's like how good you are with random people.
Got it. Got it. Thanks.
Anyone else?
Good afternoon, sir.
No, hi. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. I wanted to become a technological entrepreneur. The
Okay.
thing is that, yeah, I want to build a device, and I know that like we have to build a prototype of it. And then what after that? I don't know how to proceed after that. Like I have a plan in my head, okay, but the thing is that I haven't built it yet. So what
So
after the
I would like to answer this question, Divya. So college has this setup called Innovation Center, Incubation Center, Entrepreneurship Development Center. I would let Meer and Shantanu talk later, but I would just give you one option which we have at the campus. All right. So once you have a product-oriented project in your hand and you would build a prototype, even though you have a very little money to build a prototype, you can come to Innovation Center, take the funds, and in case if we see there's a value in that particular project, and then definitely the college would fund you for that project. And then once you're done with that product, incubation center would take care of it, how to move ahead and how to proceed this further. So that is one of the options what we have in the college. So I don't know what Meer and Shantanu has in their minds. So Meer, you can tell, I mean, you can suggest the way about this.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, I would suggest the same thing to go to certain incubation centers, accelerators that are there out there. You can try, or maybe before that, you can also, if you have a prototype and you want to see whether it's actually market ready, you can actually do a there are certain websites called as Fuel Your Dream, Indiegogo, and so on, where you can actually test out your product whether it is ready, and then you can build onto that. Now, coming down to if you're working individually and your prototype is ready, I would suggest try to get certain people around, certain expertise on that, and then go ahead with it. Shantanu.
That would be a problem with the patent. So in case if she
Uh-huh.
goes to the website and shares her idea and share about a product
Yes,
and
ma'am.
let people know that where she's stuck, definitely there are people who could, steal the idea or the product and they would copy and do it. Without the patent, I don't suggest Divya to go ahead with that. Having a patent or the best way is to approach incubation centers, I believe. Don't you think so, Mir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Shantanu, do
Is
you have
your
anything?
doubt cleared, Divya?
Yes, ma'am. I actually
Yeah,
every time it's been in my head that like someone will steal this idea or something like that.
correct, correct. So
But
without patent, you cannot go
I have
ahead.
a different opinion altogether here. It's one thing any entrepreneur should not worry is about your ideas getting stolen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is already somebody who has already done
Whether
it,
it's a
or
patent or
there
anything
would be.
like that, unless you are Apple and IBM and you are having a tech war and you are not Apple and you are not IBM, then you should not think about all this stuff. The basic thing is get your product ready, and the major problem comes is I have made the product, I don't know how to sell it. So there, where the network you have built, that falls into place. So your network must have people who know people who are into the people and who know sales people. So then they'll hook you up with those sales people, and then the whole thing kind of gets started. So this is where the networking is very important when you are into the sales phase of your startup.
Yeah, sir, I get it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything?
I guess you can drop your email IDs and phone numbers in the chat box in case if any of the students or your juniors have a problem or have something to approach, they would definitely come to you.
Yes, ma'am. I'll share my LinkedIn profile and a mobile.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So then we wrap up this session. I would first thank you, both the speakers, who are our pretty lovable students of our own campus, who are quite successful at what they're doing and who know what they're doing exactly. So I've been seeing them, being active with multiple activities and just not sitting around and not wasting their time. I've always seen Mir and Shantanu moving around and doing multiple work at the same time. So they're super dynamic. And I guess that's something everyone should appreciate and learn from. And thank you, both of you, for the session. It was a lovely session. Mir and
Thank you, ma'am.
Shantanu.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, welcome. And you both are doing really well in EDC Cell as well. So, this is an event in association with EDC Cell. I would thank Professor Jagdish sir, who was an event coordinator, and Dr. Sheila ma'am, who is Innovation Center in charge. So, students, if you have more doubts, you have EDC Cell, Innovation Center, Incubation Center. College has its own system. So, more than that, you have a lovely seniors like Mir and Shantanu, whom you could approach all the time. I guess the system is in place, approaches anytime you want. And thank you one and all for being part of it.
Ma'am, I think Jashwant would like to take over once again.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sticking with us. I'll drop a link in the chat box. Fill the form and get your certificates. Thank you, guys. Stay tuned for further updates and follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, I would suggest everyone, if you have any questions, you can even ping us up on Instagram. It's edc.bmsit. We are pretty active there also. And thank you so much again for listening to us. Thank you so much again. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you. Bye.